Hi, I'm Alan Sugano. I'm the president of ADS Consulting Group, and thanks a lot for listening to this kind of tip that we found that's very useful for us. And if you're in project management, you probably have, like, of course, we always do that, but I'm still shocked at people that don't do that. So, which is, if you're working especially on a complex project, stop at logical breakpoints. So, in other words, don't set something halfway up and I'll just come back to it later. You know what's going to happen. You're not going to do that. And then you're going to look at it and go, oh, that's set up, so let me go and do bum, 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 bum. And then you're going to spend the next 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out why this stupid thing doesn't work. So case in point, we were working up with a client the other day, and we were carving out a new VLAN for a phone system that they're going to put, a new phone system they're going to put in place. And I was kind of showing them, okay, well, this is how you would set up the DHCP scope. Unfortunately, at that exact moment in time, we didn't have, like, if you're familiar with phone systems, a lot of times they need additional DHCP scope parameters to tell, like, where the phone system is and what VLAN it's on, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So I was kind of talking him through, this is how you would set up the DHCP scope. But because we didn't have those additional parameters, what I ended up doing is I deleted the scope. And I said, once we know what the parameters are, we'll put it in all at the same time. And what I was basically trying to say is, look, don't set up the scope halfway and then leave out these other parameters, because you know what's going to happen is 2 or 3 or 5 or 2 weeks or a month later, you're going to look at that and go, okay, scope set up, boom, plug in the phones. Why aren't the phones working? And then you get your head against the wall. In this case, it probably would be pretty easy to figure out, but in some cases, it's maybe not so much. So really, my suggestion is that you have these logical breakpoints. So either you set it up all the way where that portion is ready to go, or you put up huge, like, red flag and warning, danger. This isn't quite set up yet. We need to do this, 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 and this. Usually that doesn't even happen and people forget. So I say, don't leave dog poo around, bird turds, whatever you want to call them, and just waiting for people to step in them, right? It's just not a best practice. So really, you want to stop at these steps at a logical point and either do all of it so that it's logically complete, or do none of it. Don't leave it halfway done. I've seen some places where this project's in progress here and this project's over here, and you just leave this trail of half configured, half worked on, half working, and then you end up sticking Hello Kitty band-aids on everything. It's like, oh, another band-aid here, another band-aid here, and you just basically what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for a catastrophic disaster. So it is one of the things that I just drill into my employees. Do not leave things halfway set up. If you do, you better make sure that you have a huge, warning, danger, not set up, and let everybody know on the team, so that, and in some cases, you just don't have a choice, right? Emergencies come up or blah, blah, blah. But make sure that you let everybody else know that it's not configured, because somebody else might step in. And it is actually even more important when you have multiple people on the team, because they might not have been aware, and then they're just going to boom, 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 and then they spend the next 3 or 4 hours or 4 or 5 days trying to troubleshoot something that should have never had to have happened because something got partially set up. So it does take a little bit of extra time, but I can tell you that whatever time it takes to document and set that up or pull back. So that's another thing. It's like, well, okay, we're on to this next step, but we're waiting for this, this, and this. Usually what we'll do, I'm like, you know what, just wait. We'd like to get there. We just can't get there. Let's wait until we have all the information so we can configure it all at once. So that's the tip of the day. Hopefully you like this content. If you do, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.